why should people buy music NFTs? Aren't NFTs a scam? Or, like, why would you buy a music NFT?
Oh my goodness. Well, let me say this.
GM, welcome to GM Good Music, where we spotlight the trailblazers of the music world. I am your host, Josh Savage, and today we're peeling back the layers of an artist who's been making waves from the heart of Motor City to the digital realms of Web3. A storyteller, a father, and a pioneer in the music NFT space. Nessy The Rilla's journey is a testament to passion, resilience, and evolution. I'm very excited to dive in. Nessy, great to have you with us. How's it going?
Yo, GM, Josh, man. I'm feeling great, feeling good. Honored to be here, man. Thank you for letting me be here.
No, of course. What an honor. Like, it's kind of crazy to think. I think we probably met in a Twitter space or an X space now it's called, about a year or so ago. And we even shared a birthday this year as well.
Yes, we did.
There's a lot to talk about here. So why don't we dive into the very beginning? Why don't you give me a quick rundown about yourself and where it all started with your childhood and how that led to music?
For sure. Well, my name is Nessy The Rilla, born and raised in Detroit, Michigan, the beautiful Motor City, South Detroit. And I was just always surrounded by music, like all the time. My parents are super religious, so we would be in church, and I would always be around the choir. When I'd be back home, we have auto shops on every corner in Detroit. So I would just always hear music from West Coast, Tupac, DJ Quick, to some soul, some Anita Baker, some Patti LaBelle. So I was really just thrown in a melting pot of music. And since nobody else in my family really has any musical genes, I guess it was all saved for me, So I guess I got all the musical genes and, basically started off doing open mics. I was in a couple of collectives starting off younger. I've been writing since I was 8, been recording and performing since I was 15. Used to sneak into 21 and up bars. Used to have school the next day and we would just be sneaking in bars, just trying to get that practice in because that's what it was really about. I was young, still trying to get used to it, so we were just getting practice in. And lo and behold, now, I've been through those stages in Web 2, with the record labels and the music industry, like they put you on the shelf and they treat you like, a product and less than human. And, thank God that I found Web 3 because, man, like it was just crazy. I was supposed to be signed. I was a father of twins at the time, 3 months in. I was in a new city. I didn't know anybody. Like I was literally losing my marbles, and then a friend told me about Web3 and Twitter spaces and cryptocurrencies and what it had to offer. So, I hopped in. I learned about Sammy and Violetta and you and Emma and Ray. And I was just like, oh, wow. So I can literally make music for people that support me. And then on the back end, they can actually be rewarded with utilities that I can give them from how they supported me. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, yo, the code is cracked, man. Like the people are my label. Like I don't need a label, man. The people are my label.
Yeah.
So
the music revolution is beginning for sure.
For sure. So basically this last year and a half, I've been in Web3. I started off making theme songs for communities because I didn't necessarily have the liquidity. Like I said, I was a father of 3-month-old twins and it was tough, but I wanted to use my art of music and be able to give that back to communities. And that just started to give me a little bit of treading, if you will, you know what I'm saying? And then I just started going to the NFT conferences and starting to meet people. Thank God for Sammy. He threw me on his Meta Girl remix, which really I feel like put me in the front of a whole new audience, and just been taking it day by day, Also launched my project Open Mind. So yeah, man, it's been a whirlwind. It's been a whirlwind this last year and a half, but man, it's been a blessing for sure.
Yeah, let's grow. Let's go to when you were 8, writing your first songs. That's incredible. What inspired you to write your first songs and how were the first songs?
So
You still have them?
When I first started writing, yes, I do. I have a notebook that I wrote them in, and I keep the notebook at my grandma's so that I make sure I never lose it. But yeah, basically when I was 8 years old, like I said, I was raised in a super religious household. It was me, my mom, my dad, and my sister, who's 2 years younger than me. But she also is on the spectrum. She has mild Asperger's.
Mm,
So my dad, he'd be working two jobs. My mom, she was a teacher as well as an architect. So really, it was just me and my sister a lot of the time. And a lot of the time, I just felt like I wasn't heard. I felt like I had to grow up very quickly in order to take care of my sister. But at the same time, I just felt like I wasn't heard. I feel like I was still viewed as a child by teachers, parents, family. You know what I'm saying? I just didn't feel heard. So I got
mm,
a notebook, from school, and I just started writing how I felt. It wasn't even really songs. It was just writing how I felt in a poetry form or in a rhyming form. And then I just remember the first time I wrote, I just felt better. Like it was a therapy for me. So anytime I came into a bump in the road or a brick wall, if you will, or just a problem in life, I would just write about it. Just vent, write about it, you know what I'm saying? Get it out on paper and then just let it be. And then my parents, they saw I started to write, and my dad, he tried to get me hip with like a whole bunch of Christian hip hop, and it was cool. Like, don't get me wrong, I definitely respect it, but it just came to a certain point where I was just like, I felt limited, and I just felt like I have so much more to say outside of those realms. You know what I'm saying? So I just decided, like, yo, I'm just gonna start writing, you know what I'm saying, regular music around 14, 15. We'd be recording at my friend Nardo's house. We record everywhere. We used to record in the car, in the bathroom, in his parents' house, in the basement, like anywhere that we could set up our mobile mic and our Audacity program, we would record. So yeah, man, it just all stems from me just wanting to be heard. You know what I'm saying? Just using it as a therapy and to get out how I was feeling.
why do you think you wanted to be heard so bad? What were you going through?
I mean, it was just the fact that I felt like nobody was hearing me. I felt like my situation that I was in, nobody could relate to. I just felt alone. You know what I'm saying? Like there weren't really many other people that I knew that had siblings on the spectrum or, what I'm saying, were on the spectrum themselves. So it was hard to find somebody to relate to that. You know what I'm saying? Like my
Mm,
sister, she used to do things where like we'd be walking to school and like she'd just start talking to her hand. You know what I'm saying? Like she would repeat shows that she's watched, like TV shows, just randomly in public. So I would have people making fun of her, and I would have to,
mm.
what I'm saying, stand up for her. I would have to explain what it was, so that way it would take away their ignorance and they could actually learn about it and be like, oh, okay, I'm sorry, I understand. Well, all the
Yeah, yeah,
time it
yeah.
wasn't necessarily like that. So
Mental health wasn't what it is today. Like it's
yes,
not
it
spoken
definitely
about
was
as
not.
much. Yeah.
Definitely wasn't.
You know
So
what
it was
though?
just trying to get over those trials and tribulations, really.
Yeah, and that's what I love about that. With like, for example, that anecdote that you just brought up about your sister. For example, I one of my first jobs before music became serious was working with special needs kids. I don't know if we've actually spoken about this much. And
No, we haven't.
you know what I love about autistic kids or just autistic people in general is just how they just don't give a fuck about anyone else and they just do what they want to do. And in some way, I'm almost envious. Like I feel that's
Facts.
so inspiring. How people like how they just do what they want to do. They don't care what people think, which is beautiful actually in so many ways. That was actually
Literally.
there was this one kid who loved role play, and his name was Charlie, and he loved to his favorite role was a policeman, and would love to put his carriers under arrest. And that was just when my music started when it started picking up a lot. And he found out I just got back from tour and went back to summer camp to do this part-time work. And he put me on the next time he saw me and I was in charge of him. He came up to me and was like, Josh, you are under arrest. We've had way too many complaints about your singing. So but that was such a great work day because I just had to sit in the corner and he was just keeping an eye on me rather than the other way around. Anyway, point being, I just love how they're in their own world, and it's actually very, yeah, almost, yeah,
No, it
almost
is
envious of that.
inspiring because, like you said, like they literally like they don't care about opinions. You know what I'm saying? They
Yeah,
literally live a carefree life to the point where like they just don't notice and they don't care. So they're doing what they do that makes them happy, and that's what we all should be doing at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? So,
especially as artists, right? Like the amount of doubts we face on a daily basis, like it's
oh God, it's an
and
everyday struggle,
fuck it,
man. It's definitely
exactly.
an everyday struggle. I swear.
Yeah, no, awesome. And how's your sister now?
She's good right now. She's 28. She works in culinary, so
Okay,
definitely shout out to her. She be whipping it up with the cakes and the baked goods and everything, you
fantastic.
know. But everything's good, you know. Just she's still to herself. She doesn't really do anything or hang out with anybody besides work. She just does crossword puzzles and you know what I'm saying, just kicks it. So
And
shout out
what
to
does she
Maya.
what does she think of your music?
She was very surprised. You know, like when I first started out, she was like, she, you know, like I said, they have no filter. Like they just say how they feel. So when I first started playing her mute or playing her my music, she was like, it's okay. You know, like, eh, it's all right. And I was like, okay, you know, but then again, the stuff that I was writing about, she couldn't really relate to, you know, so she was kind of like the
Okay.
one of the first people that had me realize, like, yo, you have to write outside of yourself, you know, so that way other people can also receive that message and relate to it. So, you
Mm,
know, I played her music more recently that I've dropped on the blockchain, and it seems that she's more of a fan now. So that's
okay.
a good thing.
Good. Good stuff. Awesome. Well, thank you for sharing that, Nessie. Can you tell me a bit about poetic guerrilla music and how that inspired you as an artist and also shaped you as an artist today?
Of course. So Poetic Guerrilla Music, that was the first collective I was ever in. Um, Technically, it was myself, my boy Nardo, who back then was known as Trio, my boy Rasta, who back then was known as Kid. And us three, we went to church together. We grew up together, you know what I'm saying? And we all just started writing at the same time. And I remember Nardo got his microphone, I think at like 14, no, 15, he got his microphone. And he was like, yo, we need to start recording. We've been writing for all these years. Now we finally got some stuff to record. You know what I'm saying? So let's record. And, you know, I say from, what was that, 2009 till 2011, we were literally just recording in his room anywhere we could. We
Awesome.
would be, you know, doing open mics, stuff like that. We ended up opening up for D12, Obi Trice, and Young Jeezy. And you know, it was just really dope because it helped solidify my craft, you know, because I was working on it with like minds around me. So iron, you know, knives sharpens knives. So we were just sharpening each other's skills up. And it was a real blessing, you know, to be able to be in a collective like that, to go through having to plot out songs, you know what I'm saying, to
Mm,
decide who's going to be on what and truly be on a team. That's when I learned what it meant to be on a team, you know? And you know, at a certain time around like 2015, it just came to that point where we kind of all were at different points, you know? Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. I always felt like I was the one like after a certain point, I was the one setting up all the equipment, tearing it down. I was the one trying to make sure, all right, who's gonna be on what song? All right, we need you to have a verse ready. It's your turn to record. Get in the booth. Let's go. So I
mm,
basically started to feel like a manager, and I
right.
didn't like that because I wasn't
Yeah.
even putting that much effort into myself. I was putting it into the seven people around me that I didn't have
Mm,
anything left to give myself. So, you know, respectfully, we all decided to just, you know, do individual careers, and we still work together to this day. We're still tight. That's still family, you know. But I just decided to do my own thing around 2015. But I always wanted to make sure that I remember where I came from. So I put Rilla on the end of my name, and it became Nessy The Rilla. Because at first, I went by J Ness, and the Ness stood for Never Evade Success. But
mm.
then, I don't know, I just started doing shows, and the ladies just started calling me Nessie. So I was just like, all right, we just going to stick with Nessie, I guess. And then, yeah, like I said, I wanted to keep that Rilla part of my name just so I never forgot where I came from. Because without them, I definitely wouldn't be here today.
Right. So that's where Nessy the Rilla was born. And was that announced when you moved to California, or were you still in Detroit at the time?
Nessy the Rilla that was in 2016. I started going by Nessy the Rilla. And I was still in Detroit at the time.
Mm,
So from 2016 to 2020, I was basically doing open mics in Detroit. I used to run my own show in Bowling Green, Ohio every week at Grumpy Dave's, where basically it was an open mic for artists, to come through. And then also just doing the open mics and just going around the city, just trying to get a name. I ended up opening up for 6ix9ine. I ended up opening up for Chief Keef. And, it was just the grind of just trying to be seen. I didn't have a group anymore, so
mm,
it was a solo mission. But at the same time, it made it easier to focus on myself so I could find myself. A lot of times we get caught up in the daily, everyday stuff that we just are on a hamster wheel, you know what I'm saying? Doing what's
mm,
comfortable instead of actually trying to push ourselves to be our best possible selves. So by working by myself, it forced me to be uncomfortable and to put myself in certain situations and certain genres where I'm like, yo, I'm not used to doing this, but clearly it's in my heart. So let me try it, because there's nothing wrong with trying. So.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was till I moved to Cali in 2020.
Right. And how was that? Was that a shock to the system?
That was, yeah, so basically in 2016, I was supposed to move there because Chris Payne, who's a drummer from Slipknot, said that he wanted to get myself as well as another artist, D Money Scholar, he wanted to get us signed to Atlantic. Lo and behold, it was all talk, you know what I'm saying? And I had a ticket to go to LA in 2016, and something told me to go, like just skip it. Even though the deal fell through, you have a ticket, just go and try. I didn't have any place to go, none of that. I just felt I should go. But I'm not going to lie, since I was so conditioned to being in a group and I was just scared of trying things by myself, I didn't do it. And those next 4 years between 2016 and 20, it was kind of just like preparing me to actually make that jump to Cali in 2020,
Mm,
because it was unintentional. I was going out there for a meeting with an investor. I went out there, and I believe it was my first time ever out there, and it was just jaw dropping. Like something told me I wasn't going back. And then the day we're supposed to fly out, a friend of a friend hits me up like, "Yo, I got a room for rent in Simi Valley." Mind you, I had my microphone with me. I had a couple changes of clothes. So I said, I'm gonna go for it. So ended up staying out there in Cali.
good
So
man.
yeah, man.
And so I love your attitude about just trying things. Why do you think, well, where do you think you got that from? And how do you feel about failure?
Failure's not an option. Um, I definitely got it from, I want to say, my parents. They, my parents play it so safe, and I just felt like they never truly chased their passions because they never took the time to find out what it was.
Mm,
Like, yeah, my mom's passion is architect and teaching and building. Yeah, that's cool, but like they just like never really had any passions. Like I remember my mom, she started a boutique when I was younger, and then she just stopped. And then same thing with my dad. He started um, it was a textile, some type of textile company, but then he stopped too. And that just showed me in itself. I was like, yo, when I put my mind to something, I am never gonna stop. Like until I'm 6 feet under, like if I have my mind set on something, I'm going to accomplish it. I'm going to work on it. I'm gonna have the faith for it, and I'm gonna manifest it. And that's just how I move. So yeah, man, I definitely failure is not an option. And like I said, it's just my passion. Like I feel like I don't necessarily have anything greater than this gift that I can contribute to the world because
mm,
music is it's a frequency. You know what I'm saying? It literally sets tones and it sets behaviors. So I want to be able to add to that frequency. There's so much negativity out here. You know what I'm saying? So I want to be able to add to that frequency with my positive vibes, with my testimonies, you know what I'm saying? And just reminding people that, like, yo, you do matter, you know what I'm saying? And you are going to get to where you need to get to. You just got to keep going.
Ness, I love that because I have very similar attitude to you, but also my attitude to failure is that it's unavoidable, but that's where you learn your best lessons as well. So no matter what, I'm going to get knocked down, but I'm going to get back up again no matter what. And so I guess the end goal failure isn't an option for me as well. But like
Facts.
I have full confidence in my abilities and my work ethic. And I think with that, you can learn everything else on the go. Yeah, but I'd love you straight up saying failure is not an option. Let's go, man.
There's
That's
only
fucking
two things in
awesome.
life, man. There's wins and there's lessons. There's
Yeah,
never losses. It's only wins and lessons.
yeah. So you moved to Cali in 2020. So that was
Yep.
basically the pandemic, right? How was that?
Yep. So I moved to Cali in August 2020. It was cool, you know. It was different, obviously, because it was shut down, you know. So it wasn't really like regular LA, if you will. But at the same time, it definitely was cool to be in a different environment. You know what I'm saying? Being able to wake up and see mountains like all around you, that was a
Wow.
trip for me. Like it took a minute for me to get used to that, for sure, for sure. But it was just beautiful, you know what I'm saying? Tapping in with nature, being outside, disc golfing, you know, like it was definitely a vibe. I actually ended up meeting the twins' mom in California as well. And, you know, it's a crazy story because, let's see, I met her in December of 2020. Um, Found out that we were having the twins March 2021.
Wow.
I got a demo deal from Ethica Music in in May of 21,
Mm-hmm.
right? So basically found out that we're having kids. 2 months into her being pregnant, I get this demo deal. So I'm like, oh, all right, thank you, God. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you looking out. And, you know, they said, hey, we're going to give you 3 months. After 3 months, we're going to fully sign you. You'll have a signing bonus. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get going. So I'm like, okay, cool. Mind you, her parents plan to move to Houston in July of 21 because her dad got a promotion. So at first we were gonna go, but then since I got the demo record deal and then I was gonna get fully signed in 3 months, we were like, hey, we'll just wait it out. You know what I'm saying? Once I get the signing bonus, we'll be good. We'll go to place. Well, lo and behold, the labels ended up jerking me around, you know what I'm saying, and leaving me on red, if you will.
Right.
So literally, it was to the point where Cheyenne and I were out in Cali homeless. Like literally, I would have to work odd jobs every single day from July 1st until September like 20th. I was working odd jobs every day. Shout out to my boy Dave from Cali Green Gold. He actually gave me a lot of opportunities with his company. And literally, I would just have to work day to day and then go check into a hotel. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we would literally pack up from a hotel just to check into the same exact room that night. But I just did.
Mm.
I had to go get the money to be able to pay for it. You know, and it was a huge struggle. It was very hard. And lo and behold, September 28th, her mom passed due to COVID, unfortunately. So it was at that point I was just like, okay, I'm being selfish. You know what I'm saying? I have a woman that's pregnant with twins. Her mom just passed. She needs her family right now. So
Mm.
we ended up driving down to Houston, like October 1st, I believe. And, you know, we just had the twins successfully November 10th. So that was definitely a plus. And yeah, man, that basically all led me up to Web3. Because, like I said, as soon as we had the twins, I was down there, didn't have any friends, and I just need a community, you know? So that's when
Yeah.
Web3 stepped into the picture.
And before we delve into the Web3 world, what's it like juggling fatherhood and a music career? It definitely can't be easy, right? And how do you make it work?
It is. It's not easy at all. It's sacrifice, it's balance, and I mean it's motivation too. I can't lie to you. Like they're the reason why I feel like I'm going as hard as I possibly can right now because
Mm,
it's not about me. You know what I'm saying? Like they're the battery pack that I needed. They are
mm,
the ones that helped me realize like, okay, this isn't just about Nessy the Rilla. This is about the Haynes lineage. You know what I'm saying? This is about generations on generations on generations being affected by what I'm doing today. So that's why I just put it in my heart, like, yo, no matter what, like you said, failure is not an option. Like I have to get it, you know?
yeah.
So it definitely is hard. It's a struggle, but at the same time, like I said, it's just that motivation, man. Because there's been plenty times I've been on spaces and I'd have to go change a diaper, you know what I'm saying? Or I'll have the twins
I
in my
remember.
lap as I'm playing songs.
I
Like,
remember.
definitely. It's all about the balance, man. And it's not easy at all. And shout out to the partners of us as well. You know what I'm saying? If you're a partner of an artist in Web3 or just somebody in Web3, like, shout out to you because it's difficult, you know, but at the same time, it's just all about learning that balance that's always teetering, you know what I'm saying? And just trying to make sure that you remember why you're doing what you're doing. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Never get caught up in all the riffraff. That's why I always stay humble. And I just remember like what it's truly about, who it's truly about, and who I do it for. And that's my kids and this community that we've built.
Nessy, you are redefining rock and roll by changing diapers on Twitter Spaces.
Gotta get it, man. Gotta get it. Gotta keep an open mind.
So, would you say it's even helped you then as well? Because if you're so motivated right now and you're like in this mindset where failure is not an option, do you think you're almost better off? Would you say maybe you would have slacked a bit too much otherwise?
Yeah. I feel like that's why I am where I am now. From 2008 until 2020, I was half stepping. I'm gonna be honest with you. I was half stepping. Not all of those years, but as I look back over those years and things that I could have taken advantage of when I had a certain spotlight in the city or what have you, I just decided to not take the easy way out, but just I didn't put in all the effort that I should have, you know? And I think part of that was because at the time I was afraid of judgment. I was afraid of the hood politics in my city because if
Mm,
you know about Detroit, comes with a lot of hood politics, especially on the music side, you know? So I was just, I was unsure of myself. I didn't have that confidence, you know? But being in Web3, it showed me, like, bro, you just got to be you. The people will come to you. You don't have to be out here trying to find, like, oh, where's my tribe? Where's my tribe? Like, no, they'll come to you. So just being able to move in that type of way is just, it's been an honor. You know what I'm saying? It's been an honor. It's been a privilege. And that's why I always, like I said, just keep it humble, man.
yeah, and that's one of the things I love about you, man. I mean, there are many things, but that just like how humble you are, but also just such a positive burst of energy everywhere I see you, and it's like, and I can't even imagine some of the challenges you're going through on a regular basis, and but like you just like brighten all our days um, every single time. So that's why we love Nessy the Rilla. So um, so the winning the crowd freak contest must have been huge, though, right? Was that the demo opportunity you already mentioned? Well, that's a
So
different
that
event,
was
isn't it?
in 2018, and that was
Okay.
to open up for 6ix9ine when he was like super popular at the time.
Right. Okay.
So yeah, basically what I had to do is Crowd Freak is a company in Detroit where they host shows. You know what I'm saying? They have showcases and they give you opportunities to open up for bigger name artists. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's a performance competition, whether it's a social media competition, you know, they give you that opportunity. So I submitted, you know, and it was a three-part contest. The first one, I had to submit a song. We had to vote on, or they had to vote on it, the panel. Once I got my song approved, then I had to get on social media and get votes. So people would vote on me, you know what I'm saying, for me to be able to get in the top five, I believe it was. And then once we got in the top five, then I had to submit a music video. And
Right.
then there would be a panel once again that determined who would get to open up for 6ix9ine and win the competition, you know? And I'm not gonna lie to you, Detroit is super talented, like super talented. So when I saw that top five, I was nervous, y'all. Like I was shaking in my high tops. I'm like, yo, I don't know if I'm gonna get this one. You know what I'm saying? But once again, it's just all about faith and just manifestation, guys. Like the way you speak and the way you think, that's the way your life is gonna be. So like that whole month, I just kept seeing myself on that stage. I kept seeing myself on that mic, stage diving. You know what I'm saying? Literally. And then a month later, it literally, you know what I'm saying? I ended up winning the competition. We had one date planned, but since he had a court date, we had to reschedule it. So we literally drove 2.5 hours out to the venue. He wasn't there because of his court stuff, so we had to drive back. It got rescheduled 2 weeks later. But when I tell you that was one of the best shows I've ever done, like just that feeling, it was like 2,000 people in the crowd, and
No
just
way.
dude, like it was insanity. That was, I think, at the time, that was my biggest crowd I ever performed at, and it was solo. So it was a hell of a time, man. We had the water guns out, and I ended up stage diving. I almost made it. I say my lower back ended up hitting the bar, so I
No.
definitely, dude, I had a nice fat lump for a good 3 weeks, bro. But you know what I'm saying? It was just part of the memories, bro. Like I had to take advantage of the situation, and it was a dream, bro. It was definitely worth it, man. So that's why I just tell people, like, bro, like, no matter what, you have to keep going. If you really believe in something and you have a passion for something, see yourself there. See yourself already there and just keep working towards it. It's going to happen.
You never know what's just around the corner. Totally.
Man, seriously.
And is that what led to you opening for Doja Cat as well?
Yeah. So because of my performance at the 6ix9ine concert, I actually got invited to uh, open up for Chief Keef, which is about a month later at the same venue. So I ended up opening for Chief Keef there, and then that's how I got the opportunity to open up for Doja Cat. One of the promoters for the Doja Cat performance saw me there at the Chief Keef show, and they ended up partnering up with Crowd Freak to throw the show with Doja Cat. So it was kind of like a perfect fit, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna lie, y'all, Doja Cat is bad, man. Like I didn't get to talk to I didn't get to talk to her like that, you know what I'm saying? Because literally it was one of those things where she touched down, she went straight to the stage to perform, and then she did. So I mean, I got to say hi and see her in passing, but like just how she is as an artist and how she performs, like I learned a lot from watching her performance. I feel like out of all the people that I've opened up for, I feel like she is definitely one of the top people I learned from, just because of just the way she moved, how she addressed the crowd, you know what I'm saying, crowd participation. And it was a vibe for sure, man. Definitely a vibe.
I bet. I wish I was there. I actually haven't even seen you play live yet either. So hopefully not too
True.
far in the future. And up to that point, out of all your songs, which one hits the closest to home for you? And why do you think that is?
You're saying before Web3 or
Uh,
after Web3?
let's go with before. Yeah.
Before Web3, I'd say one of my songs that really, really hit home.
What had you released by then? Had you released an album yet? I know you've done a few albums and EPs and singles.
Yeah, I had released a couple mixtapes. I had a couple projects with Poetic Gorilla Music. I had a couple collab tapes at the time. So that's a lot of music to go through, man. But I feel like one of the songs that definitely stay with me is Hide and Seek. It's a song I actually recorded in Windsor with my boy DJ Kid. I used to cross the bridge every week to go record with him and build that relationship up in Canada. But Hide and Seek was actually a song that, oh, excuse me, it's produced by Lozy, but it's from the same camp. But basically, it's a song, you know what I'm saying, about like life is just a game of hide and seek. We're all trying to find ourselves. You know what I'm saying? It's just
Yeah.
like, yo, cut the judgment. You know, that was the whole point of me making that song. Just like, cut the judgment. Everybody is on their own path. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, you have to be able to you have to be able to discover yourself and not worry about what anybody else is saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're on your own path for your reason. So as long as you're staying true to you, you know what I'm saying? Everything's going to work out. So, you know me, man. I'm a motivator. Like, I'm all about motivating people and just having reminded them of like, yo, you got to keep going, bro. Because had I not had certain people in my ear telling me to keep going, I probably still wouldn't be here right now. So,
Who are those fundamental people who have been there for you and told you to keep going?
man, so I got to give it up to my boy Mac, literally my best friend in life. He's like the if you guys know Wiz Khalifa and Gangsta Will, he's like the Gangsta Will to my Wiz Khalifa, man. Like he's not my manager, but he's just like literally he's been my friend since I was 16, 14-year friendship. I actually lived with him for a couple of years when I had some stuff going on with my living situation. His parents are my parents, you know, like literally when his dad passed, like I was crying with him at the funeral. And you know what I'm saying? That's one of the people that was always there with me at the open mics when nobody was there. You know, he just always he kept seeing in me what I hadn't seen yet. You know what I'm saying? He saw me what the world didn't see yet. And he told me to keep going. As well as my boy JT. I got to give it up to Justin Hatchett as well. He was one of the first people I started working with outside of Poetic Girl and music. And he was kind of like a manager figure. You know what I'm saying? He got me a lot of visibility in the city and outside of the city. And, you know, without him, I would not have moved to Cali, you know, so I might not have twins right now. So definitely. It's a lot of people, man. It's a lot of people to name. But basically, it's those people that they aren't your blood family, but you pick them to be your family. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Those brothers and sisters and those father figures and mother figures, you know what I'm saying? Like all the people that have helped me along my path, those are the ones I do it for. Like there's been so many people to help me, man. So it's just like it's too many to name, but they know who they are, you know what I'm saying? And every time that I do something that is kind of like a milestone, I always make sure to reach out to them and be like, hey, this happened because of you. If you hadn't done what you did a couple of years back, I wouldn't be able to reach this. So thank you, you know? So just little things like that.
That's really wholesome and really nice to see. I think you're so right. No man is an island, that's for sure. And
I don't know. It takes a village. It definitely takes a village. And for me, it probably took 5 villages. But
yeah.
man, thank God for the villages.
And yeah, we're a whole collection of various experiences and the people that we've come across on our journey so far. You know what? After this podcast, I'm going to reach out to the people who changed my life as well and were there for me. So how did you join the spider web of Web3?
You spider. Oh man. So yeah, like I was saying, basically, the timeline was February 2022. Just had the
Okay.
twins. They were about 4 months or 3 months at the time. I was down in Houston, didn't have any friends, and I wasn't even leaving the house. Like literally, I think I was at the house for like a month and 2 weeks straight without going anywhere but maybe doctor's appointments, you know?
Mm,
And it was eating at me. Like it was eating at my mental, it was eating at my physical, you know what I'm saying? Because I used to hoop a lot and just be active, but I didn't have anybody to do it with, so I just wasn't really active. And thank God one of my friends told me about Twitter Spaces. Now, mind you, I heard about Clubhouse and just the certain energy in there from rooms I was in, it just wasn't for me, you know? Yeah, I felt like it was just a lot of people trying to talk over each other, saying like, "Hey, well, I know how to do this. I don't, you know." So I was just like, "That's not for me. I'm trying to learn," you know. Twitter Spaces when I first got in it in February 22, dude, it was just it was a whole new beacon of light, dude. It was just I would just jump in random spaces and people would just be laughing, telling stories, you know what I'm saying? Just relating to people, building relationships with each other. And that's what I loved about it. That's what really drew me to it is the fact that like, yo, I can be from the comfort of my own home and I'm here talking to Josh who's all the way across the pond. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like be able to have that technology was just fascinating to me, you know? And then I learned about NFTs and music NFTs and cryptocurrency. And then, yeah, like I said, I saw it as like I can build not a fan club, but like I said, I can build a label to the sense of having the people be my label. So that way I work with them. I can preview, you know what I'm saying, unreleased music to them. They can tell me what they want to hear and we
mm.
can build this together, you know? So basically, with that being said, that's what led me to starting Open Minds. Uh, I dropped my first music NFT project called Open Minds in July. Basically, it's a 1,110 music NFT project. The art is 3D art, fully traded by the one and only Dino Belly. So major shout out to Dino. He's the founder of Snuggle Buddies, as well as he did the art for Styles P's Pharmacy Phantom collection. And basically the reason why I called it Open Minds is because the space did just that. You know, for the longest, I thought, okay, I had to rap a certain way, look a certain way in order for the labels to want to pick me up. You know what I'm saying? And then once they pick me up, I have to do it a certain way in order to stay relevant and sustainable. And that's not what it has to be, So literally, I just want to be able to open up minds all over both IRL and, what I'm saying, in Web3, because I know that there are people out here that have been conditioned by whether society or, what I'm saying, their upbringing to just think inside a box. You know what I'm saying? Like they just think inside this box and they just stay in this box and they can't even fit in this box, but they just want to just squeeze their head, just stay in this box. And it's just like, bro, fuck that box, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it truly is about us at the end of the day being there for each other, helping each other build, helping each other grow. You know what I'm saying? So that way we can all end up where we want to be in life at the end of the day. Because it takes a village. You can't do it by yourself. I don't care who you are. So we might as well work together in order to get there. You know what I'm saying? And I want to do that through my Brainiac events that I throw, basically, yeah, we're gonna have performances. I want to perform the album live for everybody with the band and do intimate things like that. But I also want to be able to bring in speakers, you know what I'm saying? So people that can talk about financial literacy. I want to have communication building courses. I want to have team rope building courses. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to teach people about security in Web3. I want to teach people like how to record. You know what I'm saying? Like, I truly want to have just like a playhouse of learning. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you have an open mind and you want to come learn, then come to the Brainiac events. You know what I'm saying? And as well as, like I said, I'm really about that human to human interaction and making sure that we're using technology to help us, you know what I'm saying, instead of what it's been doing to hurt us and split us apart. I'm all about unifying us back together.
Let's go. So what's Brainiac and how regular are these events?
Well, the Brainiac events will happen once we mint out. I plan on having them once a year. And basically, it's going to be basically a 2 to 3 day conference, if you will. The first day, we're all just going to be chilling. You know what I'm saying? Good vibes, a meet and greet, if you will, so you can get to know your fellow community members. Saturday, I wanted to have the workshops during the day, as I just spoke on. And then at night, I wanted to have a live band where I can play the full album of Open Minds for you guys, as well as invite a couple more music friends out. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully we can get you from across the pond, Josh. You know what I'm saying?
I'd be honored.
And, and then the last day, I really wanted to do something like outside of the box, like maybe go to a sports game together or maybe go to a concert, something that we can all do together. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, I really want you guys to understand that I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. And we are all a family. You know what I'm saying? So that's really what I want to focus on, because I've been to a lot of these conferences and, like I said, it's cool to party. Don't get me wrong. I like to party, but at the same time, like, that's not all that Open Minds is about, and that's not all I'm about. So I want people to know that and see that when they come to the event. So when they're leaving the events, not only are they leaving with good memories and they learned, or good memories and they met good people, but they're also learning something. You know what I'm saying? And they can add it to their lives and hopefully pass that on to somebody else and keep teaching. You know what I'm saying? Each one teach one. So that's my mentality. Like, when somebody teaches me how to fish, I want to teach the world how to fish, so that way nobody goes hungry again. Because if I just keep fishing for everybody, then we're not learning anything. We're not getting anywhere,
That's beautiful, man. And so where would they take place? Whereabouts in the world?
Well, I'm taking surveys right now. I'm trying to make it somewhere that is not too expensive, if you will. But then at the same time, I want to make it somewhere that people want to go. So,
can I vote Berlin?
Oh my God. Hey, I got my passport. I got my passport. We can make that happen for sure. Open minds in Berlin. Holy, that would be beautiful for real. Because I still haven't been to Europe yet. So I got to make that happen.
Not a stretch for you guys on the other side of the world at all. But you never know. You never know, right? And but yeah, if you're looking to do Europe sometime, man, hit me up. I've got big dreams of organizing Web3 festivals and whatnot, especially for my community members as well. And amazing to see that you're already thinking about the live side, because I think what's amazing about Twitter Space is great way for the icebreaker to meet fellow like-minded people, and especially like the beautiful families that we meet online. But nothing beats real life at all. Nothing does, which is why it's good to kind of connect the dots. And I'm fascinated to see where the world will move to with alternate reality, and metaverses and stuff like that, and how they'll. I feel like it will become transparent to the real world in some ways. I'm actually very optimistic about the technology that's rolling out. I think we do need to be careful as well. And what's amazing with the blockchain, it allows us to build in decentralized ways that helps everybody and not just the few. So tell us about the songs behind Open Minds. What are the songs? What are they about? And also want to say I absolutely adore the art from Dino.
Thank you.
Like,
Thank you.
absolutely fantastic job to you both. And I got some really nice ones as well. Like, I'm a proud holder of two, and I was really happy actually. I was really chuffed with that, and they're still minting now, right? So people can still get in.
Yep. We are still minting now. Public is 0.045. If you have a Minds list or if you're on the allow list, it's 0.035. And if you hold a Rilla Game Music Pass, which is my all access Genesis Pass music or NFT, then you can mint for 0.015, as well as at the end of the mint, you will receive a free airdrop. So definitely, it's definitely still minting. You know, the songs on the project, man, it's crazy, dude, because it was it's just crazy how the universe works, you know, because when I was making these songs, when I made the first two songs, I didn't know I was making an album. You know,
Mm,
I made 555 the week before I came down to Art Basel.
mm,
And it was then at Art Basel where I was talking to a DJ, because at this time, you know, I gone to a couple of conferences and people ask me, when you gonna drop your project? When you gonna drop your project? You know? And this one DJ, he asked me, and I was like, you know, I don't know. I'm still working on it. I want to make sure I'm bringing enough value to the space. And he's like, you know, sometimes, dude, you just got to have an open mind, and just walked away.
we
And I'm just like, wow. All right, universe, I'm listening. You know what I'm saying? So really, they all mean something to me. 555. Uh, I was going through a major change in my life. You know what I'm saying? And it was very, I just wanted to I wanted to be in one of those rooms where you could just break everything. You know what I'm saying? One of those smash rooms where you could just like break glass and, you know what I'm saying, just get all your stress out. So I feel like 555 was just one of those rager songs that I just wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely looking forward to performing. And just to never give up, man. That's always my message. It's always going to be my message. Like, even though you're going through something major, you know what I'm saying? It's for the right reasons and it's for your good. You know what I'm saying? So you just got to rage through it. You know what I'm saying? And know that like your time is coming.
right.
Another song I did, Washing Dishes. That was the most common song in the project. And the reason why I made it the most common song is because I really wanted as many people as possible to hear this song. I used to work plenty odd jobs. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure you as an artist, all of us as artists, we have worked some type of odd job we did not like at all. You know, I was a caddy. I used to plunge toilets. I used to be in the back washing dishes. I used to caddy. Like I used to do a lot of things, you know, but at the end of the day, I never forgot what the main goal was and why I was doing that. You know what I'm saying? It was to provide for myself so I could invest into myself to be an artist, you know? So just washing dishes, I really want everybody to just, when they're working that job, you know what I'm saying, when they're in that stressful situation where it just feels like it's the end all be all and nothing is going to get better, I want them to listen to washing dishes and to know that it is going to get better. You know what I'm saying? To find that motivation, to find that fire, you know what I'm saying, and be able to just keep going through that situation. But yeah, man, it's a lot of gems on there, man. Gem curses. I talked about my relationship with me and my father and how I just felt like, you know, he played it safe. You know, he wanted me to basically grow up to be another him. And I'm like, no, man, I'm my own man. You know what I'm saying? I got my own path and God gave me this gift for a reason, so I got to use it, you know? And thankfully, he's starting to understand now because of Web3. Um, Sleepless in Seattle, that was the first acoustic song I ever wrote and recorded. And it was definitely inspired by you guys, you know what I'm saying? By seeing you, Ray, Sammy, Violetta, uh,
Being
Emma, you know
sleepless.
what I'm saying? Just seeing you
Going
guys
all night.
playing, like, I'm telling you, dude, like, it just, this space opened up, like I said, it opened up my mind, dude. It's like, dude, you're not a rapper, you're an artist. You know what I'm saying? So once you just get past that stage of being uncomfortable to try something new and you just do it, you know, I never thought that everybody would love that song the way they do. I just wanted to try it and just say how I was feeling. You know, I was in Seattle, I was missing my kids. I was just caught up in Web3. I'm just like, yo, what is this shit doing to me right now? You know? But at the same time, like, it's just beautiful to see it now. It's like the rarest song in the collection. And when people mint it, they're just so excited about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, all in my chats on Discord, like, can anybody trade me a Sleepless? Oh, I'm trying to get Sleepless. That's all I need to complete my album. So, yeah, man, it's definitely a lot of gems on the album. But all in all, you know, like I said, I'm just all about motivation, reminding people that they are one on ones, that they do matter, and to just, I just want them to pull strength from my testimony, you know what I'm saying, to be able to put it into their own story and to just keep an open mind, man.
Awesome, man. So there'll be a lot of listeners who are maybe not familiar with Web3 or music NFTs. Why should people buy music NFTs? Why should they buy Open Minds? Aren't NFTs a scam? Like, why would you buy a music NFT?
Oh my goodness. Well, let me say this. As a listener, you guys are paying a streaming platform, if not multiple streaming platforms, to be able to even listen to music. So let's say you're paying $15 a month to listen to music. Okay. In those 50, in that $15 a month, that's about what, 100 and that's $180 a year. So in that $180 a year, the artist that you're listening to will probably only receive less than $1, maybe $5 of those streams because the stream payout is freaking ridiculous. You know what
Mm.
I'm saying? Whereas if you buy a music NFT, not only does all the money go straight to the artist as well as any producers on the splits, but you can also be able to receive rewards or utilities from that artist. So let's say the last song I just dropped, I offered $100 in ETH for every 100 mints that we had. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? As well as offering $100 in ETH, I gave away other NFTs. I gave away Rilla Game music passes. So it just comes to show where it's like, it's not just music. You know what I'm saying? You're not just pressing play and then that's it. You're able to actually build a relationship with me in spaces or in Discord. You know what I'm saying? You can tell me what you want to hear. You cannot call up Lil Wayne right now and be like, yo, bro, I love this song, but I think you should do this, this, and that. Or, hey, you should make this type of song. You can't do that. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to, if you do, you're going to have to pay like $100,000 for a consultation or a sit down or something, you know? So it's like, versus being in Web3, you can pay $15 for a song one time. And it can literally, because of Web3 and because of NFTs, you can either save it for later and watch me add into the growth of it. Because let's be honest, musicians can't rug. Like, we've been doing this for years and we're not gonna rug because this is our passion. You know what I'm saying? As well as just the growth of where I was in the beginning of this space to versus where I am now. It's been a huge chunk. When I first started minting, lazy minting on OpenSea, I minted for 0.01. all those people have a 500% surplus now because the floor price is 0.05. So it's just little things like that, you know what I'm saying? To the point where if you need liquidity, you're still able to get it, you know what I'm saying? Instead of just buying it and then that's it. So I love that aspect of it, as well as, like I said, the utilities, being able to build with an artist, you know what I'm saying? You also can get free things from holding that NFT later on. So it's just, I feel like it's the best possible way to not only help the artist be sustainable so that they can reinvest into themselves and grow. So that way your bag rises, but at the same time, it helps you help them get them out there. You know what I'm saying? Because we can't, like you said, we can't do this by ourselves. So yeah, man. Music NFTs are definitely not a scam. They have saved my life as a dad of twins. I will tell you right now, they have saved my life. They have kept me sustainable, and they have also kept me to the point where now I'm able to give back to my community. So I'm
Mm.
working on these plushies. You know what I'm saying? We're getting the Brainiac event lined up, signed, still delivered. I'm working on another mainstream feature, and I'm working for you guys because all these will be free claims of holders of open minds or Rilla Game or the Rilla Game Music Pass. So, it is a lot. I get it. You know what I'm saying? It is a day by day process to learn and understand it. But long story short, it just helps the artist actually grow into who they need to be and who they're meant to be. And then
Gotcha.
you literally have like a like signature like item and song on the blockchain. Like you have a digital receipt that says, "Hey, I was here." Like you can kind of think of it as a ticket. You know what I'm saying? So like imagine if you had a ticket to Woodstock. Like, just imagine having the tickets to Woodstock and you've said that for the rest of your life. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? Or if something happens and you need to sell that ticket, you know what I'm saying? You'll be able to sell that ticket later. Just whatever. You know what I'm saying? Whatever works for you. That's the beauty of being in Web3 because it's decentralized. You know what I'm saying? You're doing what works best for you. So I'm doing what works best for my community as well as me. You know what I'm saying? So definitely there are a lot of advantages to buying music NFTs over streaming. But like I said, man, it helps us as artists keep going.
Yeah. And also something I want to bring back that you mentioned earlier is that your fans are your label. And it's not just patronage. It's not just to support you and the amazing work that you do, but fans have a say, but they also can make financial gain. Of course, no guarantees ever. But that's for me what really sold Web3 and music NFTs for me, because people are already doing Kickstarter, people are already doing Patreon, people want to support, people have proven that. They know how shit and broken the music industry is currently. But what if you can also have something in return for that as well, such as financial profit as well as the exclusive rewards and stuff. And I think that's super powerful. And there was one more thing I wanted to tap into that you mentioned, but my mind's just gone blank. I need an open mind. So, but I think that's important to note as well. But of course, it's not for everybody either. It's if you just want to listen to music, great. That might be for you. If you want to be a part of your favorite artist journey and have a one-to-one connection with them, then that's why you would buy An Open Mind by Nessy The Rilla. And there's so many incredible things with this technology that solves so many things, like royalties, which I think is a big one. The live music scene, especially with ticket touting, which fucks music fans over a lot. And tell us about the remixes. Tell us about your amazing Web3 collaborations, most notably the groundbreaking drop with Sammy Arriaga, the Metagirl remix, which was massive, but also a collab with Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, man. All possible thanks to Web3. So
Why?
I met Sammy back in August of 21. No, August of 22, excuse me. And, like he's a great artist in the space. You know what I'm saying? I'd seen him everywhere at that time, and I was just, I just kind of just took a shot. I was like, hey, man, I love what you're doing. I know you're super busy, but if you ever have time, you got an open verse or something, you want to collab on something, you know what I'm saying? Let's do it. And he was like, for sure. You know what I'm saying? He was like, let's do it. Um, and I believe he sent me an email in December. I want to say it was early December. And I'm like, oh, cool. You know what I'm saying? We get to work on something. So I play the song, I play the beat, and it's the instrumental to Meta Girl, which is one of his most popular singles in Web3 and out of Web3. And I sat there for a minute. I was like, okay, wait, does he know that he sent me this? Like, maybe it's the wrong track. So I hit him up. I was like, yo, bro, appreciate you sending me the email. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know if you paid attention. You sent me the instrumental to Meta Girl. Yeah. He's like, yeah, I know. I wanted you to do it. I want to do a remix. And bro, my mouth just dropped, bro, because I was like, bro, like out of anybody that he picked, he could have picked anybody. There are so many talented people in this space. Like he could have picked anybody. And the fact that he saw something in me to pick me, like, bro, like I was just filled with the utmost like respect, you know what I'm saying? Because it was just like, bro, like this is what it's about. You know what I'm saying? This is what I want to do. When I have a platform,
Mm,
I want to be able to give somebody else an opportunity to be seen. And that's exactly what he did. You know what I'm saying? Like, I will never forget that mint, dude. It was a beautiful mint. We hit over 6,000 mints in the space
it's
in 5 days. It was incredible, bro. Like, it just, that was my first time actually like seeing it, like the model of being an artist in Web3 and being sustainable actually happen. You know what I'm saying? Because I never I never had that many people hold a song of mine before. You know what I'm saying? I've never seen that much. I've never received that much from one song, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm used to maybe getting $50 for a feature or something like that, you know? So to be able to be seen by all these people and to be heard and like the people just messaging me and DMing in the comment, like it was a wild time, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, it was just a huge battery pack for me to just keep going for this space, man, because the people in this space are beautiful. We have some beautiful souls here, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like it's my duty to make you guys proud because you guys have given me this opportunity through the belief, through the faith, through the support, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
I
it's
can't let
exactly
y'all
how I
down.
feel too. Yeah. Quick, Nessie, I think worth noting as well. You know, I was the minter of the golden egg for that drop as well. Do you remember?
Yes, Sirski.
So
Yes, you were.
whilst you're talking about how you can actually win as a patron and supporter as well, I minted just to support because I love you guys, but then I had an offer for one. I think it was point 0.5 ETH, but I didn't want to sell it. So I was like, wow, okay, but people want it. So I listed it for 1 ETH, which let's talk in fiat terms. That's about at the time that was maybe let's go with 2 grand just in case.
Yeah,
It's
at the
probably less
time.
actually. Maybe it was less than that. We're probably peak bear market. So
Oh yeah, it was March, so yeah, a little bit less.
somewhere between 1,000 to $2,000, and so I made like a really really good profit for my community, for my community wallet, thanks to you guys, and we just did it out of with no expectations. We just wanted to support you guys, and yeah, and that just goes to show why you mint music NFTs, because you're not just supporting the artist, but you could actually make good money from it too. Like you never know, right? And for me, that's why Web3 is the answer, and it's like an upgraded version of Kickstarter and Patreon. Let's delve into Snoop Dogg. Got to collaborate with Snoop Dogg. How freaking cool! How did that come about?
Yeah, man. So that actually came about through MetaDave.
Shout out
MetaDave
to
is a
Meta Dave,
huge supporter, you
legend.
know what I'm saying? Huge supporter of music NFTs and Web3, you know? And he actually reached out to me in, I want to say late July, early August. And he was like, yo, bro, hope everything is well. You know, I had a proposition for you. I had an opportunity for you. So I'm like, okay, lay it on me. What you thinking? He's like, well, I have access to a certain song that I would love to see you remix. And I'm like, okay, for sure. Like, what song is it? You know? And he was like, well, I have one of Snoop Dogg's NFTs from the Death Row mixtape, and I haven't really heard anybody remix this song or use this song at all, you know? And because of the rights of holding that NFT, you are allowed to make remixes of it and drop it, you know? So with that being said, you know, he sent me the song. I heard it and I was like, oh, this is all me. Like this is me. You know, I heard myself on the song. So I was like, yeah, we can definitely do this for sure. So I wrote it, sent it back to him. As soon as I sent it back to him, he instantly called me. He was like, yes, bro, this is what I wanted. Yes, yes, let's do it. You know what I'm saying? So definitely shout out to Metaday for the opportunity. We ended up putting it on Sounds. Crazy enough, we minted 313 mints, which is the area code of Detroit, you know? So I
Wow.
definitely took the signs from the universe on that one, you know what I'm saying? As well as Louis C. Rhymes ended up winning the golden egg. So he won a Rilla Game Music Pass, as well as I sent him a Death Row Records hoodie. So that was pretty cool, you know what I'm saying? And it was exciting. It was just exciting time, man. Honestly, for me, it's another form of manifestation because yes, I know that even though it wasn't that feature, you know what I'm saying? I feel like this was the first step towards that, you know? So as well as we onboarded a lot of Snoop's listeners into Open Minds, as well as, you know what I'm saying, the family. So definitely it was a beautiful time, man. Shout out to everybody that meant it and supported for sure, for sure. And we got something coming. You know what I'm saying? If you do hold that NFT, that would be something special coming.
So freaking cool. All possible because of Web3. Like, who would have thought collaborating with
Man, who
someone
would
like
have
Snoop
thought?
Dogg otherwise? But of course, Open Minds is still minted now, minting now. And yeah, I mean, man, it's been such an amazing chat, Nessy. I really appreciate your time. Thanks for sharing your story and your journey so far. Very inspiring, and honestly, mate, I just like keep it up, man. Like what you're doing is fantastic, and even for me, like it's so rewarding talking to you and knowing you as well. You really inspire me as well. So please, just like you said,
Man,
don't give up.
I appreciate you, OG. Thank you for the love. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for leading the way. You know what I'm saying? Because you guys are out here like I strive to not be who you are, but you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to take it to where you guys are taking it because you're literally all over the world, you know what I'm saying? Doing it actually outside of Web3, doing concerts, you know what I'm saying? Doing tours. Like that's what it's truly about, man. So the hats are right off to you. Take your bouquet of flowers too, you know what I'm saying? Because you are doing beautiful things. And it's an honor to be here. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for having me on GM Good Music. It was a
Of
pleasure.
course.
Definitely had a great time. And yeah, man, I'm looking forward. Maybe we could do another one in a couple months. You know what I'm saying? See an update of where we're at with everything.
Of course, I'm going to be doing these regularly, and shout out to my Savage DJs who are actually working with me on this podcast as well.
Back. Shout out to the Savage DJs.
Yeah, I mean that's so beautiful, right? Like I get to connect but also work with my with people who I know are doing it because it matters and they give a shit. And for me, it's so powerful doing that because a lot of my community members might not have the experience all the time, but what I love seeing is that they have the love there and they're committed to make up for that with passion. And it's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. Like I've never experienced anything like this, especially not in a digital way, at least. So yeah,
Yeah, it's a blessing. It's a huge blessing.
I'm excited for you to do that in your own way as well with your Open Minds gang, and I'm very proud to be a part of that too. So Nessy, what is next for you, as well as Open Minds, and any big plans on the horizon that you may not have mentioned so far? And for those who are eager to be a part of your journey, where's the best place for them to keep up with you on that?
For sure. Um, oh yeah, you can follow me on all social media at Nessy The Rilla. I'm predominantly on X, not gonna lie. Um, but you know, the basically what's next for me, I'm definitely trying to focus on getting Open Minds out to the world, you know what I'm saying, spreading the visibility on that. I'm working on a couple of music videos right now to show, you know what I'm saying, the visual side of some of these songs from Open Minds. I'm not gonna drop which songs yet, but just know that they are a couple of favorites that you guys like, as well as working on the plushies. If you guys didn't know, every single mint of Open Minds comes with a free plushie. So I've been on the back end with Vital Toys and NFA, talking with them, trying to get it perfect. We've gone
What's a
through a couple
plushie?
prototypes, and like a stuffed animal, or
Oh,
like a
right.
like a
Oh, awesome.
yeah, like a teddy bear or something like that. You know what I'm
You
saying? It's
call them
basically gonna be
plushies. That's fun.
yeah, it's gonna be a excuse me, it's gonna be a 9-inch plushie of the Open Minds IP, you know. And right now I'm just trying to get the Open Mind traits to look to where like they're not overstuffed, but then they're not slouching. So,
Okay.
we're in the lab working, but definitely know that that is on the way as soon as we mint out, as well as the Brainiac events. I plan on hosting those as soon as we mint out, no longer than 2 months after we mint out, that I want to start that up. So besides that, I'm just really just focused on Open Minds, my community and Discord. You know what I'm saying? Building relationships with each and every single one of them.
Hmm.
And, just trying to just push that culture, push that lifestyle of just have an open mind. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to own an open mind to have an open mind.
Of
So,
course.
like even if you can't afford to mint it, just learn, you know what I'm saying, to truly just stop living in that box. You know what I'm saying? Get out that box, learn how to be uncomfortable, because when you're uncomfortable, that's when you grow. And when you grow, that's when you get closer to being your best possible self that you were meant to be. So let's get it.
Amen. Amen, brother. Mate, thank you so much. This has been fantastic. Have a great rest of your day.
Hey, you too, man.
Yeah, let's bloody grow, man. Thanks for being here. Take care.
Appreciate you, fam. Peace.